All right, guys, today is chapter 10, lesson 5, and the exciting part is this is the last new lesson. So you'll have some work today and tomorrow on this, but then you are done with learning something new, and then the week is almost done. Not quite, but almost. So basically, you're going to be given information, and then from that information, you have to tell me what is the best graph for that information. So there are different ones. I'm going to have this posted in your learning resources so that you can go back and look at them. It's also in your workbook, but this might be easier for you to look at. So one thing you're going to ask yourself is what type of information is given? What do you want, or what does the book or somebody want you to display to show? And how will the display be analyzed, or how are they going to look at it? Sometimes there is more than one correct answer, and if you really feel like you have the correct answer and it got marked wrong, you could always email me and explain to me why, or justify why yours could be correct. So there are bar graphs, which a lot of you guys know about bar graphs. I'm not asking you to make anything. I'm just asking you to simply choose what graph would best show this information. And bar graphs are really good if you have specific categories. For example, if you were to have categories of like favorite colors, so those aren't numbers, you would have like red and green and blue and so forth. Or maybe you would have categories of favorite sports. So again, you would have things such as basketball, football, volleyball, and so forth. And again, they're not numbers, so a bar graph is best when you have categories. The next one is box plot, which we have worked on, and I crossed off some information. It is accurate. We didn't work on what we call variation. Instead, box plot is good when you have a large set of numbers. You have a ton of numbers to go through, and this way you can kind of break it down into 4 equal groups. So anytime you have a lot of information or a lot of data, so a large set of data, then a box plot is good for that. A circle graph compares parts of the data to the whole. And if you remember, part over whole, percent over 100. So basically, anytime they're asking you to kind of compare or deal with percents, a circle graph is the best one. A line graph, so this is kind of, I know it's not the easiest to see, but a line graph shows a change over a period of time. This one is very small, but it says like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or maybe they'll have the months, or maybe they'll have the days of the month. Anytime you're dealing with something happening over time, it could even be like hours or minutes or seconds, that is always a good one, is a line graph. A line plot is really good if you're trying to figure out how many times this occurs, or what is the most popular thing. So for example, this is daily low temperature. So maybe this was like 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39 degrees. They're all degrees. And which one happened the most? Well, it was this one. So anytime you want to know to see how often something is occurring or showing the frequency, the line plot is the best. Histogram, anytime they give you some equal intervals. So this one is 0 to 2, and then you it still looks like a bar graph. But this, however, is doing intervals. So it has like 0 to 2, 3 to 5, 6 to 8, and so forth. So if there are intervals of data, then this one would be good. Double bar graph, it's still going with the same information from the bar graph, as in there's categories, but now you're comparing 2 different ones. So an example would be like, I'm talking about favorite sports, so that is categories, so a bar graph is good, but I want to compare what the girls' favorite sports are to the boys' favorite sports. So now a double bar graph would be the best. So then you would have basketball and a bar for the girls and a bar for the boys. And then maybe cross country, a bar for the girls and a bar for the boys, and so forth. So that's when a double bar graph would be the best. Good luck.